Hello and welcome to the video. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different and maybe have a little bit of fun. I figured for the month of November we could do a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away the wizard that I'm painting in this video. It's a nice little miniature. You can use them for D&D or Frostgrave or any other kind of miniature game that you might be playing at this time. And all you have to do is you have to like the video, you have to be a subscriber, and comment and leave a comment down below. This way here I can track who is participating. If you can, just leave a comment. What type of magic is your favorite type? That way there, I'll use this then to draw a random person at the end of the month, and I'll ship this figure out to you for free. You just have to be within the continental US. And I'll put the rules down in the description so that they're easy to find. Now, I've been painting for well over 20 years. Recently, I've been painting a lot of Heroescape. I love the miniatures. I've been having a blast doing them. But usually I paint up, a lot of Warhammer, a lot of board games, a lot of D&D, just random Reaper figures. But I enjoy painting all kind of miniatures. So after I get through these first couple boxes of Heroescape, I plan on maybe branching out a little bit more and doing some other miniatures. I think, maybe that'll open it up to a wider range of an audience. But yeah, so I just wanted to have a little bit of fun this time, and I enjoy giveaways. I always have a lot of fun with them. I don't have any luck with them, but I do enjoy them, and I think that they're a lot of fun. So with that, I hope that you'll stick around and watch the video, and good luck to everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye. All right, let's get some paint on this guy. This is Laysin, the mercenary mage from Reaper. Nice little model, can be used for D&D or Frostgrave. And I'm going to start off by priming him all white. I'm coming in with purple Swarm speed paints. This is a nice dark purple color. It's going to get in all the recesses of his robes and give us a good dark base. As usual, you don't have to be using speed paints. Base coat down very quickly with them. They cover extremely well. And with this, I'm just going over the vast majority of his robes, making sure it gets into all of the little pockets and tears and folds that he has. I use Ashen Stone speed paints here to put down the initial layer for his beard and his hair. This gray was a little bit lighter than what I wanted. I should have maybe went a little darker, but it ended up just fine. He's also got some big bushy eyebrows, so make sure to hit those underneath the skull. I'm going to use Skeleton Horde here to go over the animal skull that he's wearing for a helmet. I forgot the one that he's actually wearing on his waist here, and I had to go back later and do that. This is a really nice color though to give a base for any kind of skull or bones that the characters might be wearing. I'm going to do his flesh with Gilliman's flesh. This will put down a nice base coat that we can highlight up if we want to. And like the speed paints, these contrasts put down a really nice first layer of color on anything that you're using them for. Hoplite Gold Speed Paints is what I'm using to do the trim on the robes and the shoulder pads. Once I started using this speed paint gold metallic, I've been hooked on it. I think it covers extremely well for gold. I often have trouble getting a nice even layer for any of the golds that I've used previously, but this speed paint has just been amazing. I'm super happy with this. I'm going to start highlighting the robes here with Hexed Lichen. It's a pretty dark color. It's a pretty dark purple as well, but it'll give us a nice initial highlight. I don't know why. Almost all of my wizards that I end up painting, I use a purple on. I mean, purple is my favorite color, so maybe that's why I do it. But I always just think of purple robes with wizards. I don't know. Now I'm coming in with Blue Violet. This is a much lighter purple to highlight the robes even more. And this is going to really bring them up a lot brighter. And anytime that you do highlighting, if you feel like it came out too light, you can just water down some of the base color or use a glaze or a wash and come back over it and bring it back down some. I've had to do that plenty of times. Or to blend it in, I'll go back to the base color and just sort of just water it down a little bit and blend the two of them together. I'm using Corpse Pale to highlight his face and his hands. I like this color. It's kind of a nice, well, it's a nice light flesh color, and it's great for highlighting like noses, cheekbones, all of the high points that you need. I use Corax White to highlight the beard and the hair, and I'm just kind of basically painting stripes in here to bring it out, to make it a lot brighter. I'm going to go over the gold parts with Earthshade to tone them down a little bit. For the horns, I'm going to use Dark Sea Gray. Horns can be kind of tricky to paint. Sometimes I'll start light at the bases and then end at the tips with like a dark color. These ram horns here though, I figured it would be better to just do them all dark and then do a highlight over top of them. But yeah, horns, there's so many different kinds, and you know, the best thing to do is just look at a reference picture to get some kind of idea of what you're looking for and just go from there. I'm using Rudy Fur here to go over the book casing. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I maybe could have went with a red or something, but I figured maybe just a leather sort of binding would look okay for this. And then I use gold to pick out some of the trimmings on it. I'm going to do the staff and satchel brown. These speed paints are really good for wood, like anything with a lot of texture in it, because it'll seep down into all of the ridges and really darken it up while leaving the top of it light. So it kind of almost like they basically shade themselves. They're really good for stuff like this. I don't even need to highlight this. I'm going to use Angel Green here for the snake. I wasn't sure exactly what color to paint the snake. I definitely wanted it to look like it was a venomous snake. But I'm not sure that green was the right color. I like the way it came out in the end, but for a while I almost went back and painted it a different color. This green here, it didn't cover really well. It took me a couple of coats to get the layer that I wanted. Now here, I'm going to use a needle drawing pen to write in script for the book. Usually I use a small paintbrush and just put some squigglies in, but sometimes it can be tricky. So I've started using these drawing pens. They're super small and fine. They have a super fine point on them, and they make it a lot easier for trying to draw any little kind of arcane symbol in there, or even just to write some small text. They're fantastic if you really need to freehand some lettering on a model. I would highly recommend these over a paintbrush. You know, at least in my experience, I have a much harder time using a paintbrush to write lettering or anything like that, where these pens are fantastic for that, and they go over the paint with no problem. I don't have any trouble with that, so I recommend picking one of these up. To add to the snake, I'm going to use some of this Averland Sunset. I wanted to put some spots or stripes on it that were bright. Most venomous snakes have some kind of bright color on them to warn everybody, and that's kind of what I was looking for here. I used this bright livery green for the wizard's eyes. I thought maybe if he was casting a spell, there would just be this green glow coming from his eyes to show the power that he was channeling. And also, it's because I just hate painting eyes on figures that are this small. They just never look right to me. I'm going to go over the snake now with a Way Watcher green glaze. When I use a glaze like this, it just sort of helps tie everything together, and it doesn't stand out quite so much. And finally, this guy's done. He had a lot of little bits to paint on him, but he was fun. He came out really cool. I think he'll look great on the table. I really like his beard, and I like the spell book. I think the spell book came out really neat looking. It has the old worn pages to it. It has some of the little symbols that I could draw on it. But overall, I think he's a nice wizard figure for any kind of D&D, Frostgrave, whatever you might want to use them for. So with that, I'm going to call this one done. I hope that you enjoyed watching it. I hope that it inspires you to get some of your miniatures painted up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.